I saved my coffee for this. I actually like put off making my coffee first thing. I was never really a glass mug person until I realized the double-walled mug keeps it so warm. We're gonna go from this to this. Grab a cup of whatever you feel like drinking, settle in, get comfortable. Let's put on some makeup. Here we go. Seriously, you are going to see me caffeinate during the course of this video. And I have a very low tolerance to caffeine, so it's a little energy. Everything that I talk about will be linked below. If I have a scorecard for it, which is a full review over here, you will get it below. This is very lightning round. I have a lot of stuff that I've been testing, new reviews that have gone up, so you might want to just like grab a pen and paper or just grab your phone and put notes in there, whatever you want to do. There's going to be a lot, and we're going to start with Suntegrity came back. I did post the scorecard, so if you want to be sneaky, which I don't blame you, you can go right to the website and you can see it. I used to love this product, and then they had it recalled due to mold contamination, I believe. It has since come out with a better preservative system, air quotes, because that's what they said. I have this in the shade Sand. It is, I don't really know if I'm just extra pale these days, but when I had it the first time, I'll put it on one side. First time around, it didn't seem as off of a match. It is really a tinted sunscreen. I remember the coverage being a little bit stronger. Not that it's bad, but it's glowier now. I don't know. But you can see also that shade is, like, I'm well aware that's not the correct shade. Although, it blends in pretty nicely. Make sure you just don't have that line. Something about this is not making me love it right now. And is it me? Possibly. Is it the fact that I've tried other things that I like more? I don't know. Usually I would apply this with fingers, but because it's a little wet, I added the brush to it. I will put it on my forehead. There are people who are like, why did you put it on your nose? Why did you put it on your forehead? I assume they're yelling. They're writing a comment. They're not yelling. Sometimes I just forget because I'm talking. Coffee is so good. Coffee that I drink is Counterculture coffee. They are based in North Carolina, and I've been drinking this coffee for like well over a decade. It's organic. It's an amazing company. I just love it. Check them out. Oh wait, we're getting wet seal. We're getting dolphin skin. I don't know. It's a lot of glow. But yeah, the Suntegrity is just not what I thought it used to be. I don't know if it's coverage missing. I feel like it used to be more of a velvety finish that wasn't as shiny. It is very moisturizing. It feels great, and it does provide a decent amount of coverage. It's more of like a cream compared to the Eau de Cité mineral drops. And maybe the ingredients for this one you might like better than that. I know that has nylon in it. Some people want to avoid it. So we're going to work with this. I mean, I look wet. I see it. So here's what we're going to do first. We're going to put a little powder on top because, yeah. I have this new powder from Sweet. It is called Miracle Powder. I feel like the word miracle is having a run right now. Everything is a miracle. You and me being right here, right now. Miracle. Another product that I got a very dark shade in, medium light. I would go light. It is a finely milled loose powder. And I'm not going to put too much on, but I was using this the other day. And then I started going, I'm not sure. And I started looking at my other powders, tinted powders, and there's just not a lot of them out there. I know that a lot of people are like anti-powder. I'm very pro-powder. I think it can be a wonderful thing. And like, look at that. Can you see? Dare I say blurred? Are you using powders? Do you like powders? Are you scared of powders? Have you not figured out how to use powders? Understandable. I'm not judging. Let me know. Brush happens to be one of my absolute favorites for powder application. It's the 104 from BK Beauty. I've blended it so it doesn't look crazy, but this is, I would say, a hair darker than it should be. I think summertime this will be a better powder for me, even though I really don't tan these days. But you can see how it really kind of blurred things out. And it's very light, very breathable, I would say. I don't have the full review yet, but I will review this because I don't have a lot of powders up on the site. And it's not giving me plumes of powder as I'm applying it, which is a plus. Okay, fine. That's actually a really nice combination. I don't feel like I need the coverage, but something I've been doing that I wanted to show you because I wanted to get more use out of it. I'm trying to get use out of everything. Everything. I even washed my hair. Love when I get all that stuff done early. So this is the Sarah Creel. I don't think it's Creole. I think I just got a flair for the dramatic on that one. Just looking in the viewfinder here, I'm liking this combination. I wasn't sure about Sun Integrity, and now with the powder, specifically that powder, could it be other powders? Possibly. Something about this. I love doing this live because I really do discover these things with you, which is my fave. So if I wanted more coverage, say here and here, where I get all the redness lately, okay, little multitasker, claims to be a multitasker, and actually I'm finding is a very good multitasker. Note, I did not put it under my eyes. I'm going to use something else because I want to update you on that other concealer. You just need a little bit of evening out and you don't want a full face of foundation. A lot of things claim to be multitaskers. They don't sit correctly or they don't give you the coverage that you really are looking for. Little Sarah Creel concealer is stepping up its game. For me, I liked it. I didn't fall head over heels in love with it, but I like it. It's rising a little bit higher than when I first reviewed it. Just saying. Been reaching for it. That's all I have to say. That's how I know. I feel the coffee hitting. Sweet, sweet nectar. I love to have a slow morning. I need the slow morning. I know of certain people like different cadences to their morning. If I do not have my slow morning, I go nuts. But today I had it. I just didn't have the coffee, which was a little weird, but also nice because you let the cortisol chill. This is the Iris and Romeo. If I'm having the coffee while I'm sitting there, like reading or doing something, the ideas that come out of my brain, I always have a notepad. It's always those funny spots. Like if I'm walking on the treadmill, I get my ideas. If I'm sitting on the couch, coffee is like shoving the ideas to the surface of my brain. And also in the shower, water, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like how ideas come to you. So I love carving away that time. That is my time. Don't talk to me. Don't text me. The only person that I answer is my mother. That's it. I feel like she deserves that. I was raised to respect my elders. But anyway, you're going to hear it because it bubbles up. Or maybe not. Now I've made a big deal out of it and I might just be like a lump. That concealer was separating really quickly on me. And you've heard me talk about it if you're a subscriber, right? So this was separating. This is the Iris and Romeo Best Skin Days concealer. I loved it. I love the veil of coverage that it gives. But I had a really hard time recommending it specifically for Britt's picks because it was separating and we don't want to spend our money for something that's going to separate. Well, all this is to say that I've had it and it has not separated as fast as it did the last time. It's not separating at all, but by now with the last batch, so maybe they figured out their emulsification process. So exciting. One thing I am noticing is I have shade 4, which is not a super light shade. I use sometimes brighteners underneath the eye if the allergies are real bad and we didn't get any sleep. I'll put that underneath and then or color corrector or something like that. Very, very little amounts right in the corner. And then I'll put this on top to get the brightening. Shade 4 has been great for me. It gives you that veil. It doesn't crease really fast. It is starting to oxidize just a bit. Not a lot, but just a bit. However, if I apply powder, it doesn't change the shade. The Stay Concealer changes on me. I don't know why. The thing is, I really like concealers make a huge difference for me and my eyes and the way that they're shaped. I have natural like bags under my eyes. I've always had that. That's fine. Although I am very curious about those like injections that get rid of it, but I'm too scared. Anyway, I can take a long time doing concealer. I used to take a really long time, so I'm constantly looking for formulas that spread evenly, don't crease often. They all crease as far as I'm concerned. Tell me if you found one that does not crease at all without setting. And then the brush. And this is the other thing that I've been dying to tell you guys. So this was sent to me from Ami Collet, which is a brand I have come to know and love. I love their mascara. You've heard me talk about them here before. They sent this to me on a whim, they were replenishing something, or I don't know, whatever. They were wonderfully generous and they sent me a little package and did not have to say anything about it, did not have to talk to you about it. This brush, I've tried many a concealer brush, and I have specific brushes for specific concealers, which makes it even more annoying. I know. I never used to be this person. This is amazing. You saw me just put it on. This is an easy concealer to apply. I can do the same thing with concealers that I have found tricky in the past. So I've been testing it on previous concealers that I've been like, ugh, that's kind of annoying, or it doesn't spread right. I don't know why. It's just so good. So thank you, Ami Koule. Honestly, changed my under eye life. Kim. Life. We'll say it. Life. Why not? Am I going to set that? Do I need to? Probably not. Look at the powder though. That powder, I'm noticing, I've had a couple wear tests. I usually do weeks of testing, 2 weeks usually. And I do multiple 8-hour wear tests. This isn't the over mattifying powder to get rid of all the shine and oil. I do have something from Typology that I'm going to test for that. We'll see, especially because it's going to hopefully start getting warmer soon. But I find that it lets some things breathe. Like I said, it's breathable. It's still moisturizing. I can still feel moisture on the skin. It's because I put that second. I feel like I put more on of the Suntegrity than I normally do. But it allows it to breathe. It doesn't look cakey or powdery. It's growing on me. I'm not sure yet. I didn't like it at first. I'll just say that. It wasn't my personal favorite. I still test them because I try and give the objective view, as we know at this point. This is another thing that I've been trying this week. I actually posted it on Instagram. I'm using the Mob Beauty eyeshadow, which looks a mess. It's totally clean. I spray these with alcohol. This is a peach matte shadow. So I'm going to try and do this looking at my screen here instead of the mirror. Can she do it? That doesn't look like much. It's a subtle little building of peach eyeshadow. Don't ask me why I'm into the peaches, but I'm into the peaches. Fully invested in peach. Is it a thing for brown eyes? Maybe. I don't think so, right? Isn't purple supposed to be good for peach? I have a friend, or had a friend, I haven't talked to her in forever, but in college, she had the most, let's see, the gorgeous blue eyes. They're like glass blue, so jealous. Blue eyes and brown hair. And we always want what we don't have, right? So I'm very happy and very grateful for my eyeballs. And you're just kind of like, oh man. And my dad has green eyes, but it's not the dominant gene. So I have my mom's brown eyes. And that's cool. That's fine. But I used to love when she would do a peach with the blue. Do you know what I mean? That combination in the eye. Oof, the envy. Maybe that's why I'm doing it. Maybe I'm thinking of her. She was great. Other thing I love about the peach shadow is I could dampen the brush. I could really pack that on. And I'm about to put something on top of it. But it's also just a great everyday. You can even, sometimes I just take my fingers, rub it in. This is the RMS Eyelights, one of my all-time favorites. If you know, you know I love the shade Strobe. This is Sunbeam, which is a peachy, shiny, not glittery. These are just little gems. They're not paying me to, no one's paying me to say any of this, by the way. You know the drill. Just the shimmer, but it's not a disco ball shimmer. It's not like, what are you wearing? It's 11 a.m. You know what I mean? No offense. Anybody can wear whatever they want to wear, whatever makes you feel good, but it's not my jam. You know, I'm trying not to go too crazy during the daytime. However, because I'm on this peach kick, this layering, which is just fun. Sorry, this is just fun. Sorry, not sorry. It's like the powder underneath grips this on top and it sort of amplifies it. I could do it the opposite way too. If I've used these as primers before, I put them on the eyelid and then I'll put something on top. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but it works. So that's my peachy eyeshadow. And then I'm always going to do an eyeliner. I love eyeliner. I feel like it just The older I get, the more things start to recede a little bit. And I don't like that. I'm okay with getting older. Thank you so much. Happy to be here. I like for the eyes to pop. You know, I love a little mini wing. I've got to figure out something new. So if you have any recommendations, I feel like I've overdone the mini wing. I see it. I'm aware. The first step is like admitting it to yourself. So I understand that I'm doing that. I'm in a bit of a mini wing rut, if you will. Big problem. Huge. So I'm just using that dry. I like using it wet, but I just can't be bothered. This is the cake liner that I also adore. I also find it to be very forgiving, easy to work with. If you screw up, it's not like a liquid line where you're like, oh man, I'm gonna have to get a Q-tip. Nobody wants to get a Q-tip. No offense to cotton swabs. So yeah, there you have it. I have seen people take specific eyeliners and press it underneath to line, so it adds a pop. It outlines, but it's not as drawn. I guess if I just really like a mini wing, I'm gonna like a mini wing until you tell me something else that I should do, and I'm open to that. I'll talk to you specifically about the Sweet mascaras. I'm not gonna do a full battle here. You can go to the actual in-depth reviews and see what they look like separately. This is expired. This is their Lash Lift Pro Lash Lift mascara. This has been a favorite of mine. It is weird in application as in terms of the brush. The brush is different and you're like, I don't know about this. Different can be good. So it just gives this fluttery, voluminous lash that I happen to love. Then comes the cloud mascara. Most people are talking about the cloud mascara out there. And by people, I mean like creators, influencers, whatever you want to call them. People in the interwebs. This is the one that they are going goo goo gaga insane for. Come on, focus. I have this in dark brown. I love having a dark brown shade option. Here's the difference that I've noticed. This is going to, the lengthening is amazing here. It does give volume. It's root to tip volume, and it's a cleaner, more defined lash. It's less of that. When I say fluttery, I feel like, you know, the lashes are kind of fluffier here and a little thinner there, and I don't know. I like that look, I guess. It's less consistent. This gives kind of that root to tip, clean, defined lash. And it holds like a champion. So what I'm getting at here is this now full review is back on the site, like I mentioned. These are both really great mascaras. Do I wish they weren't in plastic? Yeah, of course. I don't like plastic anymore. I don't really know if I ever did. Been living a lie with plastic, but they're both, I'm just gonna do this one and then come back to you. They're both just such good mascaras, like I've already said. And the reason I'm talking about them is because I'm pulling together another Britt's pick. So this is going to be the next round. I was trying to decide between the two of these. Having a real hard time. Also, building is very easy. Like, look at what they did to the lashes. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I mean, it's mascara. It's supposed to do that. So it's not technically crazy. I would say this is one of the few mascaras. Now, there are others, and not everybody's going to like a high volume situation. It's hard to choose between these two. It's like Sophie's Choice, kind of, you know? If you're an elder millennial or Gen X, you'll know that reference. Boomer. Who names these generations? Where is the, who, I want to be in that room. All right, we're going to call them, Z. Yeah, Z, yeah. Then we're going to go to the next one. It's going to be A, because we're starting. Like, who does that? Anybody? Bueller? Also an 80s reference. I'm going to warm up the face. This is my favorite part. I love bronzers and blushes. I love them. I feel like they make me look alive. This is not a bronzer, by the way. This is a contour from Tower 28, their Sculpt Tino. I've recently started getting into this. I don't really use it as a, I mean, maybe, because like this is a bit of a contour, right? I just like the way it looks. I'm going to say that. It's going to add more moisture. That's the only problem with this combination. I probably would have gone, if I thought about it better, if I really thought this through, I would have gone with the powder, because that would have made this even Maybe I'll bring a powder into this. I will. I can do that. It's under my control. Some things aren't. Using the Tower 28. I just haven't used these balms in a while over here on the channel. This is in Rush Hour. Guess what? It's kind of peachy. Say it with me. Peachy. She's peach obsessed. I don't know what it is, but I like it. You know what I haven't used in a really long time? Highlighting powder. Have you used highlighting powder in a while? I'm curious. Where did that go? Is that still a thing? I don't really love to like lean in on trends as much in makeup. I mean, I get stuff sent, so I am in the know-ish. I feel like powder bronzers aren't popular over here. I just do. You tell me. It's the Jones Road bronzer. Really like it. The only problem is the packaging is really bulky and it's not refillable. This should be a refill pack. I mean, it just feels bulky to me. This is bulky too, so I'm not here to vilify one brand and leave the other one out. But I am hitting pan a little fast on that bronzer, which is not normal. I haven't been using only that bronzer. Still, I really like it. It's a nice matte bronzer, cool. Definitely getting a line. Don't want a line, guys. We don't want a line. One time I was in the car with somebody that I really liked, and he was on the passenger side, and he looked at me, and he like did a double take, and I was like, oh, he likes, I don't know, my hair. And he's like, you have like a line? Oh. A little embarrassing, but he didn't care really. He was just like, what is that? That's how he sounds. Lipstick, Sarah Creel, they sent this to me. I would have never bought it because it's very expensive. However, number one, I really like their shade names. I do. I really do. You got to check them out. This is called Double Standard. Number two, my mom says, the color is beautiful for an everyday color. I kind of hate to say that because it is very expensive, but it feels very creamy. It's not heavy. There's no scent. Thank God. I cannot stand that old lipstick scent. Remember how, are you one of the people that does that and then it turns into such a funny shape? Lipstick is so nostalgic for me. I don't know why, but it really, really, really is. I just have really liked it. And it wears really nicely, but it's sort of a dusty rose, and yet there's still more of a pink to it. You know what I mean? It's a good color, right? Everyday color, I feel. Yeah, everything's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I feel like I've been doing that a lot lately. Oh my God, we're almost at the end. But there's still so much more. Is the cup half empty or is the cup half full? Last piece of this little puzzle, which really shouldn't feel like a puzzle. I try and keep them relatively simple. This was a little more involved as a look, but I just wanted to talk to you about the things that I was trying. This is the Westman Squeaky Balm in Garçon. What? Kind of like it. Nice. Just a little pop of color on a rainy, gray, wintry day. That's it. That's all she wrote, kids. Wow. You know, I'm using this new hair bond repair treatment from Maya Chia. Just started. I also just washed my hair so it looks voluminous. But I just went like this. Like, where is that coming from? Maybe because it's rainy outside, I got some good volume today. Good volume, good shine. The day is always better when your hair looks good. You know what I mean? Ugh. Let me know what you think about this one. The peach. Maybe it inspires you to try peach. I'm going to go finish the rest of my coffee. I am sending all of the good, positive vibes your way today. Carve out your little space of the day, whether it's in the morning or the afternoon or whenever. See you next time. Bye.